Yeah, so we are going to be using C++ to perform certain operations, that's addition, multiplication, and division. So yeah, this is actually a boilerplate of C++. They include IOStream, using namespace std, int main, and the return 0 in here, where it actually returns our value that we are going to be entering here. So C++ was actually developed by Binyam Stroop, so he was actually the founder of this very language, and C++ has been a solid programming language in most software engineering fields. Before you actually have that core understanding about software engineering, it is important to ensure you familiarize yourself with C++ and C# and some other language that's solid. But C++ is something that I will basically encourage you to actually start learning. It is important to do that. But this very video seems simple for beginners or someone who has actually seen a certain tool who can just give you some stuff, but that's fine, right? It's important to get the fundamentals right, know what you are doing. That's the main thing or the important thing in here, and not necessarily having stuff from a certain place or something and showing your project run. That's fine, but the objective is to ensure you have the fundamentals right. That's okay. So for the purpose of this video, we are going to focus on that, and our project is practical based. So we have int number, then the semicolon is basically to terminate my line of code. Once I'm done, I'll terminate. Just like writing a sentence with a full stop. Yeah, so the int is basically a data type that defines the number. So a variable, this is actually a variable, the number is a variable, and for the video I'm going to be storing that's two numbers, then I add two numbers, then I multiply in that order. So the number one is actually a variable, and a variable here is actually a container that stores certain objects. And the objects, they have specific definitions to them based on their data type, and the data type here is int. So int basically stores whole numbers. They have another data type that stores that decimal values, like maybe you want to store figures like 8.55 something, 6 point something. That's what you intend to store, and you cannot tell the user to basically enter which number they want to enter. They can enter whole numbers, they can enter decimal value. So when you are selecting your data type, it's important to select float for your number. So you are going to use float for the float number 2, then we terminate, and here we are going to have the summation part of it, total. That's fine. So our variables are being declared, so we have the two numbers being declared and the summation part of it, and we have cout is basically it allows you to see whatever that the user, or to allow the user know what they are actually doing. So and also you display whatever information you want the user to actually see. So enter number. So main users are basically giving certain instructions. You intend to enter. So enter first number, and once I run this very project, build and run, I'm going to see a result that's enter first number. So enter first number, and it ends. So it returns 0 and it ends, because we are not having anything after the cout. So what are you going to do? We are going to be storing the number that the user will enter into the number 1 and the number 2 in that order before we sum the total. Yeah, so let's get into that. So we are seeing cout and seeing basically different. Seeing basically that's the console out is to display to the users, and the scene is to basically store values into variables. So which variable are we going to store the value or that the user will enter? So number 1, we have the number 1, then we terminate. Have cout, that's now we've stored the variable in the first number, the number 1, and have enter second number. Enter second number. Have end line. You're also going to see in number number 2. So after seeing, what are you going to do? You're going to ensure you display the value here. So that's when we are going to ensure the cout. So before we actually display the value we need to ensure we have a calculation of whatever that we've done. So a mathematical calculation, simple mathematical calculation. So yeah, before you can actually ensure, okay, that's fine. Yeah, so that will be total. Yeah, so what are you going to do here? So total equals to number 1 plus number 2, and we terminate our line. So read each line and see whether everything is okay before you build and run. You need to ensure that before. Okay, so are we cool to go? So we want to run this project and see if we won't have any issue or something. Yeah, so our project has run there, we are not having an issue. So enter first number. So if first number is 20, enter second number is 30, and the total is 50. Wow, now our program is actually running or functioning the way we want. So this is actually addition of 2 numbers that we are actually done with that. Yeah, wow. And same applies to that if you want to work on the subtraction aspect of it. Same applies. You just change the operator here and it works fine. Yeah, so 20, 10. Yeah, see, now we have the magical aspect of it is that the operator here doing all the work for us. That's per the calculation. You have the multiplication as well. So the multiplication as well. So yeah. So this is what we are actually doing in here. The magic is kind of fun, like so we are doing for the division as well. Yeah, so you see, now we are getting the result that we actually want. So addition of 2 numbers, subtraction of 2 numbers, multiplication of 2 numbers, dividing the 2 numbers, or division, is what you've actually achieved. This result is, you might say this to be a simple, but it is magical for a beginner who wants to actually get the logic right. Thank you very much. See you.